Oh man, Palantir stock is up nearly 10% today. Actually, was up over 10% at one point this morning. And the stock is showing no signs of slowing down. You can see here it's still not quite back to where it was, a couple of weeks ago. But this stock, ever since going public, has just been on fire. If you look at the 1-year chart here, I remember when this was back in the 9s, everyone was like, oh, Palantir, who needs Palantir, who wants Palantir? And now it's like everyone wants exposure to this business. We're up 300% nearly in this stock in just a few months. So congratulations to anyone who's gotten in. But question today is, why is the stock up 10% today? What happened? Is there any news on this? The answer to that is yes. They actually struck a massive deal today where they're going to be offering their software through IBM. IBM, if you don't know, one of the largest tech companies. I actually did have some exposure to IBM previously, but I've decided to close that out ever since because I don't feel that their execution is where I need it to be for my investments. However, here we see that Palantir has now partnered with them, and I think this is more beneficial for Palantir than it is for IBM. That's because IBM has a massive customer base, and like the article says here, it's going to dramatically expand the reach for Palantir, and they're going to be able to make use of IBM's artificial intelligence, which is pretty good. Watson is good. I'm not going to deny that. It's just that their execution at IBM, not a fan of them. But that's irrelevant here with this Palantir deal because Palantir, the real excitement is that they have access now to this massive IBM customer base. This is actually going to be a global partnership, largest partnership for Palantir. And here it says that it's going to gain access to a sales team of more than 2,500 people, up from its current 30%. Now they say that this relationship is kind of payday for a project Palantir started more than a year ago to break its data integration analyst software into smaller, less pricey modules. And here you can see that they say that Palantir actually has a customer base currently of companies that have revenue of over $500 million. And many of those companies already have relationships with IBM, so this will just help strengthen that relationship. So, I mean, it's kind of it seems like a pretty good match here, if I'm being honest. Both these companies are trying to push heavily into analytics, data, big data, and I think it's, like I said, a good match for both companies, but a much, much better deal for Palantir and Palantir shareholders here. You can see IBM stock, you can see the ticker symbol right here, barely up on the day 1% because they're not really going to get too much out of this deal as far as what I can see. But Palantir, oh man, investors are loving this. Now, this wasn't the only piece of good news from Palantir. This was the good news today, which has caused this massive boost. But if we see over the last, 5 days, last month, the stock has kind of bottomed and has been moving up. And that's because we've had a few other pieces of news. So we've had Palantir and BP deepen their partnership here. BP is a very large company here, $70 billion market cap. They're extending their partnership to as it works to become a net zero company by 2050 or sooner. Palantir is going to be providing a software to BP at the enterprise level with global deployment across the organization in a multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal. And this is just kind of like, another week, another deal at Palantir is striking. Good news for investors and good news for the stock. Another piece of good news here, that wasn't enough. They signed another multi-year deal enterprise partnership with Rio Tinto, RIO. And this new partnership with Rio builds on several successful data integration projects explored last year across various business units. Now you'll see that this is actually a very common trend from Palantir. They have, investments that they made last year, the year before, that's starting to pan out now. The same thing happened with IBM, right? And this is actually big for the company because it means that they make bets, they put their investment in, they, say they're going to work on something today. And then once they go through something like their demo day, it shows potential customers what this company is capable of. And that's when they sign and ink these multi-year, multi-million-dollar deals. And that's when the stock price really starts booming higher. That's why you constantly see on a regular basis, deal after deal, that Palantir is signing. And many of them are just a few $1,000,000 here and there, but I guess it does add up over time. And that's obviously good news for this business. Now, the last thing I want to just touch upon here, which I probably will make a dedicated video on at some point on the main channel, is the demo day that Palantir had. And a lot of investors had concerns about valuations here. But the main, takeaway from this was that Palantir is in a class of its own by tackling problems that no other commercial software company can address. And this is a bold statement here from Jeffries. So, it puts a lot of confidence in what Palantir does, in what they're doing, and what their future looks like as well. They also here say that they maintain a buy rating $30 price target, which Palantir has blown through right now. And then they also touch upon this, which says that their move towards a more modular platform could accelerate the rate at which Palantir lands new customers. And we're already seeing them land, like we said, Rio Tinto, BP, IBM. And this is all within the last couple of weeks. This is Jan 28th, Feb 5th, and then today, which is Feb 8th. So this is all in a span of like a week or two. Palantir just keeps delivering. They keep bringing in results, and that is what investors are excited about. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this quick update video here on Palantir and why the stock is up today, why it's moving so strongly, and why this could continue if they just keep bringing in these deals on a weekly basis. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on Palantir stock. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to invest positively. I'll see you in the next one.